Hi, my name is Lee. This video is going to be about the Cainite connection to Messianic prophecy and Jabez, the prayer of Jabez, or Jabez, or Jabez, some of you guys might know him as. I'm going to show how this is all connected to Messianic prophecy. You saw some of the details, a little introduction to it in the last video. I'm going to go over some things very quickly here. So here we have the Kenites mentioned in 1 Chronicles. I'm showing you this because, and the families of scholars, those who dwelt with Jabez, they are the Kenites who were descended from Hamath, the father of the house of Rechab, which is the Rechabites. I'm just showing you that to show you that they dwelt with Jabez, and we'll see that they also dwelt with Jabez and at Jabez, which is a name of a town or a place where they studied Torah. So let's go down here quickly. Here it's even in Bilam's prophecy in the Rashi, where Bilam is speaking to the cainite, who is Jethro, and then, as it says, it goes on here, the Turathites, the Shematites, the Sukkatites, as 1 Chronicles 2, verse 55, like we mentioned up there. And again, it shows Bilam as Jethro, who is cainite. Okay. And here we have Saul warns the Kenites. And in the Rashi, it says, to the Kenites, the descendants of Jethro, who were residing in the wilderness of Judea in the south of Arad, who went to Jabez to learn Torah. Jabez to learn Torah. So this is the place. And they would practice law and Torah in public. Non-Jews who were doing this, studying Torah and the law in public. Okay, and then we saw the first time cain shows up, or the kenite. It shows up in Genesis 15:19 in the covenant made with Avram, and he's given this land, the cainites, Kenites, and Kadmonites. So these two are mentioned alongside each other. And we saw how that land will be part of the 3 future cities of refuge in Messianic times. So the expanded borders of Israel will include those places. In Messianic times, the lands of those 3 will be in the expanded borders of Israel. So remember that. Okay. So we saw, lest the avenger of the blood pursue the slayer, therefore I tell you to prepare the way for you and to prepare many cities of refuge. And if the Lord thy God enlarge thy territory, or expand thy borders, as he hath sworn unto thy fathers to give thee the land of the cainite, the Kenizzite, and the Kadmonite. So there's proof that in the Messianic days, these will be included in the extended or expanded borders of Israel, and will be host to 3 more cities of refuge. Then thou shalt add 3 cities more for thee. Thus you have 9 altogether, the 3 on the east side of the Jordan, the 3 in the land of Canaan, and 3 more in the future to come, when God will enlarge thy territory. And that's the Rashi. And then, then we have an association with Cainites, Kenizzites, and Kadmonites to Edom, Moab, and Ammon. And then we see the note, which we went over before, on Isaiah 11, also a messianic prophecy. And little hints of cainite action going on in the Hebrew there. We'll see The word for envy or jealousy comes from kanat, or these words here. Kanat is jealousy or envy, and it's interesting. We saw earlier that Bilam makes the connection to Ken and Cain and caini. And here we see a little hint in kanat, or jealousies. I am a jealous god or zealous god, and it's interesting because Cain was led to his ultimate sin by the spirit of jealousy. And then we see here Edom and Moab and Ammon again. Okay, now to the prayer of Jabez. Now Jabez was more esteemed than his brothers, and his mother named him Jabez, saying, "For I bore him in sadness." And Jabez called to the God of Israel, saying, "If you bless me and increase my border, and your hand is with me, that you save me from harm, so as not to grieve me, ... And God fulfilled that which he had requested, which is interesting. It says, "Increase my border with territories." Increase my border. Jabez, the Kenites from Judah, called to the God of Israel, saying, "If you bless me and increase my border," the extended borders of Israel, "your hand is with me," because we saw that he's a Kenite, and the Kenite lands will be included in the increased borders in the future, in Messianic times. So it's not to grieve me, ... His prayer ends with the dots of ellipses, and then it just says, "And God fulfilled that which he requested." Very interesting. So take note of the fact that Jabez asked God to increase his border, and remember what we said about the lands of the Kenites, cainites, Kenites, and Kadmonites being included in the expanded or extended borders of Israel in Messianic days. And then this is just more of the same, saying that the cainites were hanging around and practicing or learning Torah. And then it says, "Observe what is written concerning the sons of Jethro," and it references our verse again, 1 Chronicles 2:55. Yeah. And then it goes on to discuss in detail why they have these names, and it's pretty interesting. And just showing that they were scholars and scribes, and they held a place in the Sanhedrin, which is very interesting for non-Jews. Jabez was a Kenites of Judah, but here's a neat coincidence in gematria that ties him to Genesis 15:19. This is something that isn't mentioned in Bruce Wilkinson's book, any of this stuff. The Messianic prophecies, the expanded borders, what that actually means in terms of what it says in the Bible. The search term that we're going to see here is Jabez, the name Jabez in Hebrew. And below that, you'll see Jabez with 172 beside it. The value of a term will always be in brackets. So 172 is the value of his name, Jabez. Total matches is the number of times 172, the value or sum of his name, shows up in the text of the entire Hebrew Bible as part of as a word, or part of a verse, or as an entire verse. The words in red are the words that equal 172. The first match is heel from Genesis 3, verse 5, and which has to do with the serpent who will bite at your heel or strike your heel. That one word, heel, equals 172. The second match is about Enoch from Genesis 4:17. Means that the total of those three words added together is 172. And then the value of the red words about the Bnei Ha-Alachim, so the children of God, is also 172. So those are matches. And there you see them. So 172 is the value of the name Jabez. And there you see the first matches and how this works. Interestingly, the value of Jabez, a Kenites of Judah, Jabez, the name Jabez, has the same value as the Kenite from our earlier verse, Genesis 15:19. You'll see this below. So this is Jabez, and here it is as a match for the Kenite. That is a very interesting coincidence. And we know that the lands of these three people will be included in the expanded borders. So now his prayer for expanded borders makes sense. So since these lands will be part of the increased borders of Israel in Messianic times. I think I'm going to cut it off right there, but if you're interested in any of this or you have a comment, go ahead and leave one or email me at Jethro and the cainites@gmail.com. Thank you.